There's a pin post on my TikTok entitled "The Week Ahead." Again, I keep spelling it W-E-A-K, as in weak, as in not having any energy, because that's kind of how we're operating as a collective. So, the week ahead, W-E-E-K, the week ahead, getting weaker by the minute, heals numerology. It's a pin post on my TikTok. I'm going to do this real quick. This is for the week 2/24 to 3/2. So tomorrow, which is the 24th, Monday the 24th of February, till March 2nd, which will be next Sunday. 2/24/2025. Connected to manipulative control systems. Connected to manipulative control systems, where people fight to maintain the same things that are already maintaining their destruction. The numerology combines to show you a 4-4-4-5. There's 3 4s and a 5. 3 4s, as I told you the other day, is trapped in balance. 5 is movements. So 4-4-4-5 is I'm trapped in the balance of abusive teachings. 5 in the sense of the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be the teacher, or the Hierophant can be the enslaver. So if I'm trapped in the balance of abusive teachings, 2/24/2025 will show me where the stuff that I have learned from the abusive teachings is the only thing I trust in, which means you're already trapped. If the only thing you trust is that which was given to you to keep you from trusting yourself, it already won. It already won. You're already under domination. This is 27. This is the King of Waters. This is what's ruling over my emotions. Again, what I just got through saying was, if you've already been manipulated and then the only thing you do is support the manipulation because the only thing you believe in is the manipulation already has you under dominance because you willingly, that word yourself, can't say that word. So 2/25/2025, connected to being tricked into allowing control. 2, connection. 25, in my system, it is the Queen of Fire. It is the influence over what has my energy, which basically in this sense is either manipulation or manifestation. And 2025, again, the year of control. So 2/25/2025, I'm connected to being tricked into allowing control. That day also produces a 99, which we'll always call end game. 99, if you're playing a video game, that's when you're getting ready. When you get to level 99, you get ready to fight the shadow boss. That'll come up later too. So the end game is, what is my goal? My goal is to make it out of the game. 2/25 is going to show where you're tricked into allowing what's controlling you to keep controlling you because you think one day it's going to end on its own. You understand that? That's no different than paying a bully and thinking that one day the bully is going to get tired of bullying you when the only way the bully is living is off your payment. 3, communication. It can go all kind of places, but I'm going to keep it simple. 3 is the thoughts. You thought. The way I communicate. If I communicate with my fear and I keep telling my fear that if I just let fear have its space, fear get tired of doing what it's doing. If I let the rich keep doing what they're doing, they'll get tired of being abusive to everybody else. That's miscommunication. That is basically feeding something your energy is an admission of love. I won't explain that one to you. Let your life tell your tale. What you keep giving your energy to, you must love that shit. Really. So moving on to 2/26/2025, connected to empathizing with being controlled. 2/26 is going to show you some Stockholm Syndrome, Munchausen by proxy, cognitive dissonance, indoctrination type energies. Why? 2/26/2025, numerologically speaking, produces 2-2-2-2-2. That's 5 2s in a row. I refer you back to the typewriter. If you're typing a paper and you hit the letter A and then the letter A keeps pushing out A's, you can't use that typewriter. We shouldn't be using this typewriter. We keep getting stuck on 2, what we think we see, and what we keep seeing is not what we want to see. Maybe it's us. It's a fatal connection. We have a fatal connection to communicating what's got us under control, to walk that backwards. So 226, February 26, Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. You're already under manipulation. Why? Because the King of Fire, that 24, the King of Fire, what's ruling over my energy, has already manipulated me into ruling over myself. I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. Basically, if you fight to stay stuck where somebody else is telling you, hey, I see what's going on, but you fight to stay stuck, what already got you stuck is already safe. You understand? Somebody could see something and tell you, but you don't want to know anything different. What already has you under manipulation never came into the equation because you can't think for yourself and you're protective of your right to stay in traumas. So 2/27/2025, connected to being enslaved and controlled. Oops, I said the word I'm not supposed to say. Connected to being in clink clink and controlled. There will be a rebellion to stay stuck before there will be one to get free. Kind of like what we just got through talking about, and kind of like what we're seeing every day. You people will have a war over TikTok before you have a war over your rights being taken away from you. You just don't want your candy taken away. You won't fight for your freedom. You'll fight for the things that make you feel free where you already never were free in the first place. Your right to be enslaved. Oops, there's that word I'm not supposed to say again. Oops. Really though. Reality. The reality of what's going on now is people like what they're seeing because we have a, I can't say this word, 50 Shades of Grey type energy, where you like to be tied up and abused. That'll probably get me banned too, though. But you have a 50 Shades of Grey type energy that goes on in this planet to where the cycles of abuse feel good. Pain freaks. So 227, where you are already controlled and you will fight to stay under control because you think staying under control is safer than establishing control for yourself. Sorry. 24, 25, 26, 27. Can't help you. 2/28/2025, the last day of February. February, that 2 month has already shown you everything that you are connected to. 2 showed you your connection. 2 showed you everything you keep projecting. 2 showed you everything you keep reflecting on. 2 showed you everything you think you know. The biggest problem with that is if I thought I knew it, but it did not show me that which I needed to see, why do I know that shit at all? Oh, here comes some justifications and some bullshit. Holy shit. Here comes some Stockholm Syndrome energy where you make justifications for never seeing anything different while continuing to keep doing the same. Self-sabotage, definition of insanity, and idiocracy. And that's kind of like where we're at. We're operating an idiocracy. Terry Crews is in office, and he's not the president. Shh. See, about 10 years ago, I told you Terry Crews, President Camacho, was going to take over when we were leading into the idiocracy energy, and then your Orange Cheeto became the president. I was like, holy shit, it's going to be him. And it didn't happen. And then we had Diaper Joe. And now we got the Orange Cheeto back in there, but you got somebody who's even stronger than him. Just to give you a quick synopsis, that motherfucker will be President Camacho before anybody else. If you ain't seen Idiocracy, you might want to go watch it. So, 2/28, you're connected to being distracted by and from what's controlling us all. Only the problem with that is, and everything I just said, who you think is in control ain't in control. And even in what I'm saying, who you think is controlling, who we think is in control, ain't in control either. They're just the puppets. There's the faces, the actors and actresses that's put in front of you to give you a connection point for your rage, while something else much bigger in energy is even telling them what to do. Because as long as they stay in their positions of power, they don't give a fuck who's controlling them because they're already controlling everybody else. It's a hierarchy of energy. but that's a different class. So 228, you connected to being distracted from everything that you think that's controlling you, because what's controlling you has a controller too. You know that there's something bigger going in, but your fear don't want you to do something different, because that fear of knowing that there's something bigger going on, I mean to say, mean that if I have to uncover that shit, this might be too much. Art imitates life. This is some B613 shit. And even B613 had rulers too. You understand that? My Olivia Pope fans, whatever the fuck that name of that show was, Scandal. The government that's running the government that's running the government has a government that's running it, and then it has something else that's governing it. That's not a government. Sorry, 228. Too busy distracted and being connected to what you keep being shown. It is the classic illusionist trick. The basic magician's trick is to make you pay attention to what you thought you saw, but that what you thought you saw is not what you're really seeing. Holy shit, how he saw her in half? Because they know the right angle to show you something and convince your mind into what it's seeing, and holy sheep shit, Batman. Now you done bought the whole show. The classic okie doke. Put something in front of you, make you pay attention to here, but now you're getting smart enough to know that what's here is a distraction, so I'm pay attention to what's over there. What's over there was a distraction, but here's the trick. What's here might have been the show, and what's here that you're looking for might have been the distraction, and on the third level, both of them might be nothing for you to be seeing. There's something hidden. We just need to, holy shit, energetically stoke and stroke you. Predictive programming, thought farming, thought subscription, energy harvesting, psychic vampirism. See, psychic vampirism is more than, oh girl, I went on a date with him and he was taking my energy. No, it's how many of them can we get to pay attention to some bullshit and they ain't gonna do nothing different except for bitch about seeing the same. See, that's real vampirism. When they get you, stick your vein out there and let them drink. Oh, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So February 28, 2025, the Yemaya, the mother of fishes. Think about it. She's the mother of fishes in the sense to where the plenitude is representative of her. If I'm telling you, the whole thing is getting you to invest by connecting into creating more is the trick. The more the hidden systems can make you connect to everything that you think is pulling you apart, the more you're going to connect to being pulled apart, which means the only thing pulling you apart is your choices. But you got a connection to it more than you do to yourself. Ego. That'll take you into March. But let me read that. That was connected to being distracted by and from what's controlling us all, even though you just fear doing something different. 228 also produces a 444, which I told you is you're trapped in the balance of the trap, which means you're the trap master. If I'm trapped in the trap and I'm just trying to find a way to balance the trap, I'm the trap's master. I'm the only one holding the trap together because I'm trying to find balance in what's got me stuck. So the only thing sticking you is you. 3-1. Again, I'm telling you, March. When we come into March, the 3 in the sense of the divine empress is going to be the triune trick of mind, body, and soul. But on a deeper level, before you start playing all that dissection dumb shit that y'all keep getting stuck in, that lower level mind, body, soul trap, the God box, you need to understand that the 3 is what sits behind the 4. The empress sits behind the emperor, but you think the emperor is running the show. The empress already has the emperor's the emperor's ear. So in that sense, that thought that is in the ruler's head is the real ruler. Remember I told you on 228, everything that is in front of you has something standing behind it. Holiness. So if you're only focused on what's standing in front of you, but what's in front of you has something hiding behind it, only it ain't really hidden, you just ain't smart enough to see it for what it is, March is going to show you where your thoughts is going to tell on you. If you keep paying attention to the lower level trick, you have no clue of getting into higher energy. And even that's a misnomer. But that's the simplest terms I can tell you. If you keep falling for the mundane bullshit, stop talking about a spiritual war. You are the spiritual war. Your foolishness, your ignorance, your ego, your idiocracy. So March is going to show you where your idiocracy is running this whole goddamn show because you keep falling for the God box. Mind, body, soul. You keep falling for triangulation, which is nothing but another form of separation. You think duality bad? Try triplicity. A lot of y'all operate out of triplicity and don't even know it because you're trying to find a way to turn triplicity into duality. Yikes. 3/1/2025. Thinking for the illusions that tricked and controlled us all. Basically, manifesting your own abuse. If the 3, the thought, already has all my triplicity. Yeah, trimplicity. Simple than a motherfucker. 3 is the thought that already has the 1. What's the 1? The alchemist, the magician, the illusionist, the potential. If 3 already is telling the 1 what control is, damn it, Neo. Damn it. You the 1, and I'll give you some powers, I'll give you some abilities, but you still gonna do what I tell you to do. Remember that in that one scene in one of the Matrix movies where he went to go see the Grand Architect or whatever his name was? The architect was like, psh, there's been millions of you. Because you another program too, Neo. You another program too. You are just another compilation of thoughts that the program created to convince itself that it could set itself free. Take your time with that one. So if the thought can convince you on how to use your potential, but it's only using your potential to further establish its own control, holy shit, Dr. Miller. I apologize, but I gotta be real. Holy sheep shit, Dr. Martin Luther King. Sorry. If you are only being guided to help others, but the only guidance you taken is from the same people who helped harm you, where do you think the help gonna come from? The problem with invisible intent is who is the intender and who's the strongest thought. You are universe in separation. See, that's deflection of self. The universe is you in a story, you in a verse, me in a line of myself in separation. But if I keep lining myself up for the separation and telling the separation that it has to tell me how to hold me together, I've already authorized separation from myself and took lack of accountability and gave it to my separation. Sorry, resonance only. Remember I just told you a few minutes ago, if you think duality was a nasty trick, and then y'all out here trying to sponsor triplicity by trying to sponsor multiplicity, try wholeness. It's not a lie. Universe. One verse. Whose verse? Mine. But in the example I just gave you about Neo, if Neo is only using the thought processes from something that it put into separation, Neo can't hold itself together. Holy shit, what is Neo? Neo. O-N-E. A scrambled 1. Holy shit, what is Neo? A 1. What is Neo? A eon. A long time. Are you not already whole? How can you become whole? You are already whole. That's a misnomer. But it's also a truth. I'll give you that one. Perfection equals death. Creation equals death. Perfection equals a point of non-necessity. If something's perfect, there's no need. The ego is going to tell you that that's death. Not having enough and needing to create more is already a field of death because that's an exertion of energy. You get it? Death in this realm is the end, learning to begin, just like it is the beginning, learning to find the end. It is a non-ending cycle of energy trying to find itself by going through the perspective of what it was into what it can become. Cyclic energy. Perfection is, I don't need to move. I'm already me. Holy shit, how do I find wholeness? Quit tearing myself apart. And in the event that I start realizing that there are things that are legit trying to pull me apart, whose responsibility is it to hold you together? Is it the thoughts that have already made money off of pulling you apart? And when I say money, I mean energetic currency. If this universe has benefited from you thinking that it's bigger than you, why would it teach you to be big enough for yourself? Holy shit. If I am ruling over you, why would I teach you how to get free? Lest you take my energy too. Damn it, Dr. King. Oops. 3-1. That thought that I already know all your potential, but now it's telling you how to think, that's your controller. And it'll tell you, holy shit, how to pull yourself apart. That thought that tells you which one is you will leave you in duality. Why? Because it has your energy. It's a parasite. It's a parasite. The thought that is only sponsored and made money, made gains. Let me stop using the word money because a lot of y'all thinking about dollars. The thought that has made a gain off of teaching you how to see yourself in duality is only going to teach you how to see in duality. Only remember, it came out in reverse. Wrong. It's going to teach you the wrong shit. Hi, my people are struggling and your people won't help me. Oh, I'll help you. I'll show you a better way. Yeah, I did that. I will show you a better way. Oy vey. I'll show you a better way to get your people away from my people so that your people will be free for themselves. And that's a lower level thinking. But you got to start somewhere because so many of y'all are so fucking lost. You're taking guidance from the same people who help pull you apart, expecting them to help hold you together. Holy shit, what are you seeing on TV? Billionaires who never knew one day of struggle trying to tell you on the best way to stop struggling and pull yourself together. Hell, here in South Carolina, Governor McMasters. Ooh, might as well call him motherfucking Colonel Sanders. Governor McMasters. Well, we not going to take no more handouts from the government because it's time for you peoples to learn to do things for yourself. But wait a minute. You ain't never had to do anything for yourself because your generational wealth was stolen from us and you keep us in positions by keep creating contracts to keep you in position. But then when you get an opportunity to help others, you're going to be like, no, they don't need no help. They need to learn to do it for themselves. But you never had to do it for yourself either. Hypocrisy. Try that from the state level to the mass level. Or we're going to cut spending because there's no way you need to learn about that. That's not going to help you. Achoo! Just coughed up $1 billion and didn't even fucking sneeze. So when you want something that's already disconnected from what you are going through to show you a better connection on how to go through, there's at least 2 fools. And we're going to end up doing shit wrong. Holy shit, Neo. You are now the one and you caught an eon. You're a permanent energy source. If you don't understand what eon is a long measurement of time. If a millennium is 1,000, I think an eon is 10,000 or something like that. The more you observe yourself, the clearer the you in a universe, becomes you in your own destruction. The more you observe yourself as the source of creation for a universe, the more I see that sponsoring myself in separation is what's destroying me. And it will be foolish of me to keep begging my destruction to put me back together. When I realize that the alignment or misalignment of self is going to manifest everything else out here, if I start worrying about the alignment of myself, then I don't need to worry about manifestation. But just because you start to see yourself in wholeness, don't mean that everything else and everybody else that has been sponsoring and will continue to sponsor separation, it don't mean it does not have an effect on you. It just becomes less infectious and less effective and effective. You get that? You understand what I'm saying? You can, hey man, we've been going to the club 5 nights a week and I fight every night. On the 6th night, I'm not fighting tonight. That shit's old, man. Just because you get in there and you done changed your mentality, I'm not going to the club to fight, that don't mean everybody else in there ain't expecting you to do the same. The problem was, why'd you keep going back to the source of the infection? No, that's a lie. You didn't go back to the source of the infection. Why did you not go back to a place to be sick? You are the source of infection. But why do I keep going to places to make myself sick? Sorry, we got it bad in our community, especially in our generation, not my generation, but the younger generation. Y'all motherfuckers out here getting $1 million deals talking about, ain't made not one fucking common sense. But you say, pussy dick murder. And then you get $1 million deal. And then you got an opportunity to get out of the hood. But because you got your street cred, you need to go back in the hood. Pow, pow, pow. Next thing you know, your little dumb motherfuckers dead. Why? Because you didn't see yourself as the infection. And so you needed to go back into the infection to learn how to get better when the infection was what was making you sick. The universe is a reflection of you and your sickness. The universe is a reflection of me in my separation, having experience with what I'm telling myself. But if I'm asking myself in separation on how to give me wholeness, I said to myself, and myself said, It's a programming. You haven't met the grand architect yet. You haven't met the program that gave you your abilities to pull yourself apart. Sorry, 3-1, you're connected to doing this shit wrong. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 3-1. Last one, 3-2. The thoughts, the threes, are going to show me 2. What did I tell you 2 was? The whole month of February showed you where you're connected. March is going to show you on March 2nd is going to show you where you have been connected to the thought that has you connected. I'll read it. Thinking you know what's controlling you. That's what 3-2. Even the shadow bosses have bosses. Kind of like the example I gave earlier. Like in Scandal, you had B613 that was running the government. There was something sitting behind B613. And it was not just Olivia Pope's dad, if you watch that series. He wasn't in control. He was just the controller. He was the face. So, thinking you know what's controlling you, but even the shadow bosses have bosses, it's 77 energy on 3-2. On 3-2-2025, you're going to see. I can't do that to you. A lot of y'all won't get that. It's not even worth that energy. Not going to do that. On 3-2-2025, thinking you know what's controlling you, even the shadow bosses have bosses, is going to show you a 77 energy. 77 in my system is delusional motherfucker. Outright, that's what 77 means. It is, I know myself here and I know myself there. Holy shit, I know myself in separation. It's the master spiritualist. I'm going to take a piece from this journey. I'm going to take a piece from this journey, and it's going to make the best journey. I'm going to take this infection and that infection, and it's going to be healing. Damn it, Dr. King. I'm going to go to these sick motherfuckers and get guidance to help my people with their sickness, and they're going to guide us further into our sickness by taking us out of our sickness and further into theirs. Holy sheep shit, I fear I've integrated my people into a burning house and our shit was already on fire. But it got revealed a little bit too late, right? Bad judgment. Bad judgment. Judgment card. Gabrielle, the apocalypse. The apocalypse is when you destroy yourself. The apocalypse is when you destroy yourself. How do you destroy yourself? By creating universes. Strike that from the records, Your Honor. That went over so many heads. You destroy yourself when you see yourself in separation because you can't have wholeness. Oops, sorry. Buckle up. The week ahead.